There we go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Live Younger community call. Every Monday morning, we have our wonderful roundtable Monday morning miracle call. And today is Monday, November 7th, 2022. And I just want to say hello. And gosh, it's just so wonderful to see these bright, smiling faces. Hi, Shannon. Hi, Heidi. So good to see you all. For those of you who are new to the call, my name is Michelle Niels, and I co-host with Karen O'Neill. And we meet every Monday morning at 8 a.m. Pacific, and we share our stories and our testimonials with the patches, and ask questions, and we often get answers here. 99% of the time we get all of our answers because we have a great community with a lot of wisdom and a lot of heart. And that's really what we're about. We're really about the heart here. So I love seeing your faces, even your pictures. For those of you who have not raised your hand before or are new, at the bottom of your screen, there's a reaction button. You click on that and it'll say raise hand. And it's great if you can raise your hand. That notifies me that you have a question or a testimonial. And so we are going to share compliantly, which means we don't name disease names. We stick with symptoms. So let's keep LifeWave around for many, many, many millennia. So we want to stay compliant. So let's, when we share our stories, let's use symptoms, what we felt before we used the patches, and which patches we used and what the results were. So the hands are coming up. I want to share something real quick because I didn't get a chance to share last week, and it's a pretty remarkable story. So a friend of mine who is 70 years old has a brother who is 60, and my friend who's 70, his name's Ralph, and I've been sharing patches with him for like 3 years, as long as I've been in, and he has generously been sharing with his brother, his younger brother. Well, his brother found out that he had a parasite in his liver that was quite serious and was causing fatigue, and blood studies were all off. And I guess this parasite can create scarring and a lot of damage to the liver. And he was a fisherman. It had to do with eating raw fish. So my friend Ralph shared these patches, and it was X39 and 49. And he'd been sharing it with his brother for a matter of months. Well, his brother got invited to be in a study of a new drug, a very expensive drug. It was a drug trial, and it was an injection, and to the tune of $39,000 an injection. Okay. He obviously didn't pay that. He was a study participant, but he was one of 20 people in this study that were dealing with this liver parasite. And at the end of, I believe it was 6 weeks, the 20 participants were all tested, their liver function, and I don't know what else they did to see what the damage to the liver was. Well, this man that had been using X39 and 49 had no sign of liver damage. He was the only one out of 20 participants whose liver, I could cry, you guys, his liver was completely healed. It looked completely normal. And there's kind of a little bit of a sad tag, but it ends happily. His doctor said, "What are you doing? You are the only participant whose liver looks good." And this man, 60-year-old man, shared the truth and told him about the patches. And the doctor said, "You need to stop those because you're messing up our study. And this is skewing our results," and blah, 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 blah. And it's kind of funny, but it's kind of sad, if you guys get what I'm saying. So he stopped for a little while because he was afraid he was going to have to pay back all this money. And then he decided, this is BS. I am not going to stop using these patches. And I will, if I get asked, I will just say, I'm not using the patches. But he had a complete healing, you guys. His liver was restored to normal function, and the scarring was gone. And so there you go. That's like an amazing miracle story on our Monday morning miracle call. So yay. I love all your enthusiasm. All right, Linda, you are next, and then Allie.
Well, I don't know how you followed that story. but great for kicking us off today. I took a tumble and banged my knee pretty hard, and it was scraped up pretty badly. And anyway, I had just gotten Ice Wave with my latest order as a sample, and I'd never tried it before. And I put Ice Wave right on my knee, and you guys maybe have had this experience, but oh my God, within minutes, I felt this warmth just going into my knee, and the pain was gone. Like, it wasn't days, it was like, whoa, like that. So, and
you felt a warmth. You said you felt a warmth, Linda?
Yeah.
Okay, a temperature difference?
Yeah, a warmth, and then it was like, and the warmth like just melted the pain. It was I was like, whoa, I want more of this. And then I had a friend over who has knee trouble. Her knees get stiff because she's had surgery on them, and I put an Ice Wave on her, and she's someone who's super hyper and doesn't notice things, and she was like, oh. So she felt something as well.
Where did you place the patches, on either side of your knee, or how did you place the Ice Wave?
Just on the outside.
So both of them on the outside where you bumped yourself?
I just put one.
Okay, the Ice Wave is a 2-patch system. It's a tan and a white.
I only saw tan. I only have tan.
Oh,
it's a sample pack.
Oh my goodness.
Is there 2 pockets? Look in the other pocket.
Yeah.
I'll check it. Sure. Yeah.
Thank you, Carolee. Yeah. The Ice Wave and the Energy Enhancer are a 2-patch system, Linda.
Okay.
So it's a tan and a white, and it has to do with like pulling the electrons and the energy to 2 different poles, kind of like a magnet. So you definitely if the fact that one worked is like, oh, there you go. It's like the magic of the patches, the magic. All right. Thanks, Linda.
Can I share one more thing?
Sure.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to grab my patches. If you guys can see this, this is my system where I hold all my patches. Isn't that cool?
Is that like a something for holding letters or something?
Yeah. Yeah, it comes from an office store.
Yeah. Well,
I keep all my patches right here.
I would much rather have a bunch of patches than a bunch of bills, right? I love that.
Yeah, way better.
All right, Linda. Do you have anything?
So much.
Okay, thank you. Allie, you're next, and then Heidi, and then Rita.
I have a question. One of my customers has been loving the X39, and all of a sudden her knees started hurting really badly. And I didn't know if that was because she's detoxing or what. So I thought I'd come here for some suggestions.
Allie, you said just her knee was hurting?
Both knees. Yeah. So badly she wanted to stop using everything.
Has she had any surgeries or pins or scar tissues or anything like that in her knees?
You know what? I didn't ask her. This is somebody who's been in a car accident, so maybe she has.
Because what can happen is as the body heals, the scar tissue is remodeling, and it can cause some inflammation as it's breaking down the scar tissue. And I had years ago, I had a woman when I first joined LifeWave who had a pin in her leg, her lower leg, from a surgery. And after using just the X39, that's it. Within a week, she said she was having some pain and sensation right around that pin. And I asked Robin what that was about, and she told me. And so I told her, I said, don't be afraid of that. And so she hung in there, and it passed after, I think, a few days.
Okay, thank you. I don't know.
You're welcome. All right, Heidi. Good morning.
Good morning, Michelle, and good morning, everyone in our Live Younger community. So I actually don't have a testimonial. I have a question, and I'm not sure this is the appropriate forum, so you can stop me at any time if it's not appropriate, but I wanted to know about bedwetting. And if anyone, I have a client that has a 14-year-old son that is suffering from bedwetting. And I was a bedwetter until I was probably 21 years old, I had issues of bedwetting from trauma from my childhood. And so I thought, oh, I'm going to read up on this. Well, I read up on one of David Schmidt's videos, and it said SP6, if you put it on one of the points, it may assist with the chemical that sends you to the, it's something about a dream state. And so then I was reading in a book about bedwetting and found another patch that might help. And I'm just wondering, has anyone had anything that I can assist this parent with a 14-year-old bedwetter, male bedwetter? I'm a female, former bedwetter.
I can't answer, but I have a feeling that out of 78 people, I have a feeling we're going to have someone that's going to be able to help.
Okay, great. Because I've got to clock into work in 4 minutes. So I'm just going to be on a headset, but I'm going to be listening and watching as well.
Thanks for your question, Heidi. It's a good one. Does anyone have any thoughts about that? Has anyone heard about patches helping with bedwetting?
If I might, I don't have adult bedwetting, but what's happened to me in the 2+ years is I don't get up to pee at night anymore. And that was a shift from X39. I also had the older woman's problem of not being able to stop peeing, and was thinking just before I got on X39, you know, I'm gonna have to buy some of those darn Depends. I'm not thinking about buying Depends anymore. So it would seem that X39 would be a good shot.
Thank you, Rita.
Thank you. I just needed some encouragement. So I'll try both X39 on the 14-year-old and the SP6 based off from some protocols that David Schmidt had said. So thank you.
It's wonderful that you saw some protocols, Heidi. Can you share where you saw those?
So I spend my Friday nights as a single gal looking on the LifeWave Connect videos, and I don't know, I kind of start listening to one and then get bored, and I'm like, okay, I'll look for another one. And so I have no idea. It was
Okay.
February, I think it was February 6th from like 2 years ago, maybe.
But it was a LifeWave Connect for sure. You heard David.
Oh yeah, it was David Schmidt all the way.
Awesome.
You're not
a
a hero.
You're not a single girl. You have company with David every Friday night.
Anyway, that's how boring I am. If I'm not reading tax code and setting up people's health savings accounts, that's what I do.
Thank you, Heidi. All right. Well, it's possible someone will have another thought later, but thanks for the question. Rita, you're next, and then iPhone.
Okay, good morning, everyone. For the last couple of months, I have been hosting the C thing in my body, and it totally flattened me for week after week after week. Lost my personality, lost my initiative. And then I heard, I think his name is Mike Jaco, on an interview with David talking about using 2 energy patches at a time. So I had used energy patches throughout this, but I wasn't seeing any difference. The very first day I put 2 on my feet and 2 on my lung points, life got better. And now I act like a real live human being.
Oh my gosh, what a great story. Yay, I love it.
And the other thing I learned from my DO a week ago, that I have the good kind of antibodies, the natural homegrown version. So
Well, that's the best, right? That's what we all want. Yay. How did you find out? How did you find that out?
My DO, who is on my list, thank you God for bringing him in. He needs us. We did a whole bunch of blood work on me because I was feeling so lousy. And there was the testing for the antibodies, and then there's another version that indicated that they're homegrown type. And I can't tell you the name of what the blood work was, but he just said, hey, you got the good kind.
And do you mean antibodies to the C?
Yes, to the C thing.
Right, to the C thing. Yay. Good for you, Rita.
Yeah, I kind of like it.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I heard I'm trying to remember who it was because I watch a lot of YouTubes, but it was someone, it was Dr. Brian Ardis chiropractor. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of him. And he was talking about glutathione, which obviously we have the patch. I don't think he knows about the patches, but we have the best form of glutathione on the planet. And NAC, and I can't remember the third thing. Bromelain, the enzyme. As those three are good for that in your toolbox, along with the other things like vitamin D and zinc and C, but glutathione, big one. So thank you, Rita. Great share. All right, we have iPhone. I don't know who you are, but you are next. Want to tell us your name?
That might be me, Michelle. I think I have my name on there sometimes, but it doesn't always stay. Sorry.
Who is it? Who is it?
Michelle Garrett.
Oh, hi, Michelle. Hi.
Hi. I was thinking about the one with the bedwetting. I heard not too long ago on one of the calls that somebody was using X39 farther down below their belly button, closer to the pubic bone, and that was strengthening the ureter for not having to go to the bathroom so much at night. And I started doing that. And it seems like either X49 or X39 works great. It's amazing. And so I don't know if that would help the bedwetting problem, but it's possible.
Oh, I love that share, Michelle. So did you say it's X39 or 49 and just lower down, like just above the pubic bone instead of just below the belly button?
Right. I heard it, but with X39, and I started doing it with X39, and then I just alternate placement every once in a while. So I tried X49 too, and they both seem to have the same effect. They're very effective.
I am going to try that because I still get up in the middle of the night at least twice.
It makes a big difference.
I'm going to try that. Thank you. Great.
You're welcome.
All right, Michelle. So now we have Tammy. Hi, Tammy, the great cyclist. Hello, young lady.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So I actually have an ice wave story. My little granddaughter, who's 10 months old, is learning to walk, and she totally smacked her head on the floor. She just totally face planted. So my daughter brought her up to me, and she was screaming. So I put an ice wave, the brown patch, like right next to the goose egg that was forming. And then I just actually put the white patch on the back of her neck, and she looked at me and she stopped crying and she left the patches alone. And it was amazing to see because she had done this before and she wasn't around me, and her goose egg changed all sorts of fun colors of greens and purples and blues. But this is the day 2 of her after ice wave, and she almost has no bruising as a little baby. It's amazing. So that's my story.
I love that story. You know, when people say it's a placebo, we can refer to baby, like a 10-month-old, and an animal. Okay, there's no placebo effect for little ones and for animals. That's a great share. Thank you. All right. Well, who else? We still have about 10 minutes left in our wonderful morning call. So let's bring on more miracle stories. Oh, Shannon, hi. Go ahead and unmute.
Good. Well, thank you. Good morning, Michelle, and all of the Life Wave community. Just wanted to share a couple weeks ago, my sister who lives in the Denver area, she's 63 years old. She sent me a picture and she said, I don't know what's going on, but my right eye is going this way, off to one side. And my face feels a little funny and my mouth feels funny. I said, go to the ER right now. You could be having a stroke. Oh, I won't say that word because I didn't diagnose that. Could be possibly. So sure enough, she said, oh, I'll be fine. I'll just finish working today. And her boss said, go get checked now. The next day she went back to work and her boss says, you have to go. She still didn't go. Just so happens her daughter, who's my niece, was in town, said, Mom, I'm taking you to the ER right now. And sure enough, they said, it's a good thing you came in. And you did have something going on. It's just a miracle that it didn't get worse. But her niece was with me the day before. And guess what I set her up with? An entire hat protocol with all the patches inside. I said, just give this to your mom. I don't care what the doctor said. It says Life Wave on it. They won't know that there's patches inside. So throughout the week, her vision has improved. Her eye has come back more into alignment. And this has been 2 weeks, and I get to pick her. She went to a conference way up in the mountains here in Colorado. I'm going to go pick her up in just about 2 hours, or an hour and a half, I should say. And she's telling me that her vision's even better. And she said, I think I want to get back on these patches again, Shannon. I said, well, wouldn't you imagine that? So, and an interesting thing is her niece is so grateful. She said, Shannon, I want to get back on these patches as well. And again, I could just go on about how amazing the patches are, but it was really about caring about my sister, that my niece said, this is really important. We're making a difference in people's lives. And that's what I really, like you said from the beginning, Michelle, this is about heart and caring about people more than just getting patches to people. So I'm super grateful that I have the patches on hand, and when emergency situations come up, we have this community to draw from for information and support. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Beautiful, Shannon. Thank you for being part of our community and
You're
spreading
welcome.
love. All right, we got Sybil and Heidi.
Hey, good morning. So I just want to give a shout out for the Blitz program. I love it. I've mentioned before I was in a car accident in 2012 and I have a head injury and I'm a little challenged with short-term memories, and I love getting to listen to these over and over. But I have a neighbor who is a cancer survivor that's gone through so much stuff, and she really believes she's at the end. And the patches on her lower spine has relieved her pain from that she has that's left from all the chemo, all the invasive procedures and chemical things she had done. And her view is that she's going to use the patches so that she won't have to use as much. She can wait on her heart, strong medications to help her through the end. I hope that there's some miracle that can change her view, that she might believe she could live. I'm not a doctor, I'm not God, but I'm just so excited because I shared the patches with her and it relieved her pain some time ago, but I actually gave her a week's supply of the Eon energy enhancers and the pain patches. And then she said she wanted to wait till she felt better and she could learn about it. And I was just, tormented because she's in so much pain. And then, and I discovered it when lightning hit our elevator and she couldn't go up and down the elevator with her power chair, and she had to come downstairs, and it just relieved her pain so fast. So I'm just grateful for those Blitz calls, because she finally was able to listen last night and start using her patches today after she had positive results the first time. So it was hard to wait for her to try them when she'd had relief. And I just, I'm grateful for those Blitz calls because it came just at the right time. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Thank you, Sybil. Yeah, the Blitz calls are amazing. I think we're going to maybe talk about that when we, at the end of this call, about sharing about the results of the Blitz calls on Monday evening, our Monday evening community calls. So we have Robin, Heidi again, our dear Heidi, and Jim, and then that's probably going to take us to the bottom of the hour. So Robin, hello, my dear.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Well, you know how we share patches generously, and then out of the blue, I get a call from a friend saying, you sent these patches for my husband, but I wonder if they'd help me. And she has total body pain from a certain thing that I'm not going to name. And I said, I recommended, and she's able to sleep. So I recommended X39 and Ice Wave. I actually priority mailed her them right away, so she didn't have to wait. And she's saying, could this really be true? Because I had her, and I really, really like putting patches on kidney 1. And the Ice Wave, the white on the right, the tan on the left. And she said it may not stick really well, so you can use tape or a Band-Aid. And that's a good thing to know. The bottom of the feet sometimes is a tough place for the patches to stay. And so she is in awe. She goes, could this really be true? It's another one of those wonderful stories. So it's a diagnosis that a lot of people have from getting a bite. And she is thrilled for the relief. There you go.
Thank you, Robin. Yay.
Yay.
For those of you who don't know, the total body pain points is Ice Wave on the bottoms of the feet on kidney 1. So thank you, Robin, Heidi, and then Jim.
Hi again, Michelle. So hearing Shannon's story and knowing that I have to literally talk to my customers in exactly 3 minutes and 40 seconds, I wanted to share this story. And if I cry, it's going to be okay. Sunday, I went to a meeting in a meeting house that I hadn't been in for about 8.5 years. And the congregation leader stood up and I sat in the pew listening to the person who actually lied about my state of mind, where I had my children literally physically taken from me and I was put in jail for 5 days. I did not shake in that meeting. My hands are shaking now because I'm telling the story, but I literally was able to sit there having been wearing Nirvana X39, and I had 2 sets, like Rita mentioned, of energy enhancer on, because I walked there the 0.6 miles and then I walked home and I had the best nap ever. So if there's any word that starts with a T and ends with an A with 4 letters in between, that's what X39 has done for me.
Oh,
Thank you. And Shannon, I wouldn't be able to share that story had you not been here, because I know that you were I'm not wearing it. You're a green band wearer from Orlando, and I know that you're the real deal. So.
Yes, he is. Oh, thank you, Heidi. Oh, yeah, the psychological piece is huge. Psychological and emotional healing that happens with these patches. Thank you, Heidi. All right, Jim and Patricia is the next one. Go ahead, Jim.
good morning. I have a customer that's had lots of issues, and she's had some skin issues on her nose and whatnot, but they found one on her lip. And a week ago, Friday, they removed it and they said that, come back in 2 weeks and we'll take the stitches out and everything. And she calls me Tuesday morning and says it's completely healed. That the scab and the tissue and everything was completely healed. And she's been on X39 Eon for about 2 months. So it's pretty good what the patches do. They say the lip is a different type tissue on your body, and it takes a while for that to heal, and to have it heal in such a short time, it's quite amazing.
And was that wearing X39 in the usual spot, Jim? Do you know? Just on the back of her neck?
Yeah, X39, X49. I tell her to piggyback them. And, that resonates, and that, you from your head down through your spine, out through your butt, down into your feet. So, it's a whole body.
Yeah.
Whole body repairing system.
Yeah, for sure. That was a very quick repair of a very delicate part of the body. I'm so happy that she had that experience. Thank you.
Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, Jim. All right, Patricia B.
Good morning, everyone. Have a question. The patches, I heard somewhere, I think it was on one of the calls, that they work on either side. In other words, if you put the sticky side down, it'll still work through the top side of the patch. Is that true?
Yes. That's why the hat protocol works, because the patches are stuck away, they're stuck on the inside of the hat. So the patch, it doesn't matter which way the patch faces.
Yeah, I can't keep them on my feet because my feet sweat so much. So I was like putting them on my feet and finding them on the top of my toes and going, wait a minute, this is not a migratory thing. I mean, I need to make sure you stay where you're supposed to. But then I was thinking, well, maybe I should put them on the top of my toes.
Patricia, it's Helen Peak. You can also put them right on a sock. This is the time of year when a lot of people wear socks. They'll
Yeah.
go right through the socks.
Well, at that time, I wasn't wearing any socks. It was, I wanted to wear them when I wore my little thongs, my pretty little thongs. And so I was just hoping that would be true. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And Helen, good tip for now that we're coming into colder weather. So Patricia, just to be clear, when you said you hoped it was true, do you mean you were wondering if putting the patch on the top of your foot would be as effective as on the bottom? Is that your?
Not so much. I figured it would work either way, but since the protocol was to put it on the bottom of my feet,
yeah,
and they weren't staying on, I just thought, well, I can just stick them on the, turn them around and put this patch on the shoe.
On the shoe. Oh, I see what you're asking. Yes. And the answer would be yes, because it's the same as like the hat protocol. It's facing away, but it still works. So great idea.
Okay. And I may even heal my shoe. Who knows?
Thanks, Patricia. Oh, what a juicy call. We love that. Juicy. This was awesome this morning. Thank you so much, all of you, for sharing. It's 9:30 and I'm going to turn it over to Robin and Gregory to share about tonight.
Great. Well, thank you, Michelle. Thanks, everybody. What a juicy call. It truly is. And a few things we're looking to cover on this evening's call. Number one, thanks for the reminder, Michelle, because what we're really hoping is if somebody has a testimonial result that you got someone to attend one of our Power the Patch Blitz webinars. We're calling them Power the Patch. Internally, we can call them our Blitz, but when you're inviting somebody, you don't want to say, you want to go to our Blitz call. It's the Power the Patch call. And they're so compelling. I just want to thank Connie and Janet for doing such a spectacular job on them. But if you've got a story, I think it really helps. On Monday, we'd love to have a few people say, I had a friend that's kind of hesitant. I got him on the Power the Patch call. The next day they called up and said, wow. Or right after the call, they said, wow, I need to get back on these, or how do I get them? So if anybody has a testimonial for tonight's call about a great result from the Power of the Patch Blitz call, please let me or Robin know. And we'd be very, very grateful if we could showcase one of you telling a story about one of your people, or one of your people telling their story. But thanks. So that's number one. We want to continue validating, because these 4 webinars that we're doing every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, they work, and we're getting 40, 50 people on each one of them. It's really wonderful. So thanks, everybody, for plugging your prospects. And it's great that you get on there too sometimes, because you're learning the story better and better. Pretty soon you'll be able to recite the Power of the Patch script, right? But so that's number one. Number two is, we have a few new directors that haven't been on the Monday night call, and some of the time zones and everything. Some of them are in the Philippines, makes it a little awkward. But we're hoping to have at least one of our new directors on, some tips from the top or success secrets. And then we also want to talk about this time of the year. It's November, maybe moving into December. The year ends not far away. And this is a really good time to start doing some business planning. And we have a process. It's called the GROW session, GROW, for goals, reality, opportunities and obstacles, and way forward. And it's a business planning session that we're using, the leaders are using with their teams. And we're going to talk a little bit about the benefit of doing a regular monthly GROW session with you and your leader, or you and your team members. But I think, this is relationship marketing. And we're not in management. We're more of mentors and coaches than managers. And that was a big paradigm shift for me 33 years ago when I got involved in network marketing, because I was a good business manager. I owned a small manufacturing business, and I managed my men and my materials, right? Well, in network marketing, that philosophy doesn't work. That strategy doesn't work. So you got to kind of leave that all behind. So that's kind of what to look forward to on tonight's call. Robin, did you have anything you wanted to share about tonight's call?
Well, thank you for that. I was just going to say that tomorrow we do have Dr. Stewart. He changed with Dr. Jeff last week. So tomorrow night is Dr. Stewart. That's what I wanted to share. And honey, do you think we should put the recording from Ellen Fine in the newsletter?
We could do that. That would be very nice. Yes.
Okay.
And
I
I
would love that. That was an amazing call last week, Robin.
Oh, that's Dr. Steve. That's a whole nother
Dr.
thing.
Steve. I'm sorry, Dr.
Oh,
Steve.
that's okay. That's okay.
Dr.
That was a great call. For those of you that missed it, it was amazing. And we've been looking at all the different ways we can support you in having the best Q4 ever. You know, there's the promotions and there's the directors and the LifeWave things going on. And then we've got, you know, we had JJ on the best Q4 ever, and we had Dr. Steve Taubman talking about getting unstuck. So we just intend that everyone has a great fourth quarter and starts the new year strong.
Beautiful. So we'll have both of those in the newsletter. How about that?
That'd be great.
That'd be great. Well, good. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you all tonight on our Monday evening community call, and we'll have some great stuff to share. And I would encourage everyone tomorrow to get out and vote. You know, let your voice be heard.
Let your voice be heard.
All right.
What a great community. Love you guys.
So if you'd like to unmute yourself, this would be a good time and say goodbye to everyone.
Should we let people know we're going to be gone for a few days?
Okay. Go ahead.
We will miss you.
We might already know
We'll
that.
miss you.
Probably already know that.
Yeah.
We have a wonderful trip with other SPDs from around the world, and we're leaving on Thursday. So we will be with corporate executives and other SPDs and representing all of you.
Yay!
Congratulations.
Absolutely. Congratulations. Have a great time.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Yay.
Great time.
Great call. Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a
Bye.
wonderful day. Have a great day.
Good call.
Bye.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you, Michelle. Gregory.
Bye. Thank
Love
you.
you. Bye.
Bye.